Welcome back to our channel. My name is Vadim Wilansky and I'm here with my wife, my beautiful wife, Esther Wilansky.
Hi.
And in today's video, we're going to talk to you about how we turn our home into a cash flowing machine. So let's begin.
Let's begin.
Eki, what was the vision?
So about 5 months before we got married, this was back in 2018, we were living in a beautiful townhouse, but Vadim had the vision that he wanted to live in a 2-car garage. Couldn't particularly afford it at the time. I was just starting my corporate job. Vadim was switching careers into real estate, so cash was tight.
Cash was tight.
But you had an idea, which was amazing, which was to take a house, make a rental apartment in the basement, and have that extra cash flow, right?
Yes, so imagine this. If you can buy a home, which you most likely can afford, but if you're adding a tenant to live in your basement who is going to be paying more than 50% of your mortgage,
Exactly.
to me it just made sense.
And we found our existing home, which was a great opportunity in the area that we wanted to live in, as opposed to a different area we lived in before. And this was happening all in June, 2 weeks before we were supposed to get married. So
That's crazy.
People called us crazy.
That's crazy.
How are you moving houses 2 weeks before your wedding? You just started a new career, a new job for myself. We were stressed and it was a little bit crazy, but we support each other and we just did it. And 2 weeks before the wedding, we moved in. Half the money we saved for the wedding, we already put down, and then we had our wedding.
Wait, can I share how we actually saved up money for the wedding?
How did we save up money for the wedding?
Which is another crazy story. Off records. So I was buying items on Kijiji, on Craigslist, and I was reselling them. And I was trying to basically, let's say, if I take a product that I know that has a potential to resell and I can make extra money. So I was just driving around, buying items, going back, redoing the photos, having a beautiful listing of any item, and just you name it.
And this is important to stress, like Vadim was like, I am not getting into debt with this wedding. Everything we have to have the cash if we were ready to get married, because we were paying for everything ourselves, and we wanted to come out of this experience without debt, and we're just positive, which was what happened. And once we had the wedding, all the money that we received as gifts, we did not go to a honeymoon, we did not do anything fun for the matter. You know, I had 3 days off for the wedding, and that's basically it. We put everything into making our beautiful basement apartment. We got married June 24th. I think, July 1st, we already had the construction crews in our basement.
And it took exactly 1 month to complete, and this is something that I knew that it has to be in 1 month. So the key is that they're starting July the 1st. By July 28, 29, it's done, so I can bring in the furniture, I can furnish it, and I had listings on both on Airbnb, Kijiji, Marketplace on Facebook, where I was already advertising this apartment, this beautiful apartment that I only had the rendering of. I didn't actually have a physical apartment, but I had the renderings, and I knew that I have to start already marketing it and trying to get someone that will be lined up for August the 1st.
And to our surprise, there was huge demand. And all for people who probably would want to know, we wanted to create 2-bedroom luxury apartment, 1,200 square feet. We spent, I would say, about 50 grand, with everything, appliances,
and by the way, in case you're wondering,
everything.
we are going to share some of the photos on how we actually did it.
You'll see it.
And you will see the step-by-step. And always feel free to drop up a line right here if you have any comments, if you wish to learn how we actually did it.
Yes, we'll answer all the questions. It's important to know that, we put the money down. We did everything with the construction, created everything ourselves. It was a big project. We had to finish it in 1 month, just to make sure that we're within our time frame and we're actually able to make money off of this.
So, and then Tenants then basically moved in August the 1st. So let's now, moving forward, almost 2.5 years later.
And also, what kind of tenants we had? We focused on short-term rentals, so 3 to 9 months. And this is important. Some people say it's a risk. A lot of people don't want tenants for less than 1 year. They want to sign a contract. But because we had short terms, I feel like we could actually have ask for more money.
Yeah.
You know, we had people for 3 months who just, you know, come to the country to get their papers done for immigration. We had people, snowbirds, who live, you know, half of the year in Florida and then come here for the summer.
Yeah.
We had people who, you know, were just moving into the area and kind of wanted to rent before they actually buy.
Yeah.
Or people, you know, just get pregnant with the baby and couldn't afford to buy it, so they're renting. And a lot of people actually came to our apartment because they couldn't go to a condo because they had oversized pets, for example. That was a huge. We let pets, we allowed dogs, we allowed cats.
Can I add why we did it?
Yeah.
So here's the scenario. If you rent out your basement, a typical basement in the same area will get about $1,500 a month, which is amazing. But if your mortgage is $4,000, it doesn't cover 50%. So I said to myself, even if I bring in tenants for the 3, 6, 9 months period, but they are paying $2,400 a month, which was about $900 extra every single month.
Yeah.
If you look at it as times 12, 900 times 12, that's additional $11,000 every single
Almost
year.
11, yeah.
So I said to myself, okay, worst comes to worst, the dog will chew some of the baseboards.
Scratch the floor.
Scratch the floors, which was lemonade anyway, so.
And we love dogs. We have cats, but we love dogs.
Yeah, and it's like one of the things that the worst comes to worst, you can always change things around, but getting an extra $11,000 a year, which helps with the mortgage on a daily basis, on every single month right now, to me just made sense.
And up to now, we had amazing experience with amazing people. It's important to know that, you know, even if we had, let's say, three months, one person, 4 months, 9 months, in between when we had a few weeks of nobody there just because of dates, especially in the summer, we would put it on Airbnb per night and we could charge $150 to $200 a night.
So let's talk about Airbnb.
Yeah.
What's your experience with Airbnb?
It was amazing because people, first of all, either if you need to come to our area for you know, a weekend, hotels, overly expensive, hotel fees, parking, all that. Here you have parking, you have, you know, your backyard. And for our surprise, we live in Vaughan. People come here for the weekend, obviously before COVID, for Vaughan Mills, for Canada's Wonderland, for like Reptilia. Like it's a huge attraction and people come here just for the weekend with their kids and would pay $200 a night. I think there were some months we like making $4,000 just the basement because people paid per night.
So the bottom line is, you have to take risks. You have to go outside the box with the way you're thinking.
Yes.
And this is the one thing that I have learned, and I was afraid to go from a mortgage of $3,000 to a mortgage of $4,000, double the square footage of the home. I was actually afraid, and I think we had this conversation in between the wedding, and then just it was new careers. I was just getting into real estate. You were just switching from university going to
corporate
work.
Job, yeah.
And it was a scary moment, but we said, what's the worst case scenario?
Yeah.
What's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario, it doesn't work out, I will put the home back on the market. That's the worst case scenario. But the one thing I have learned is just jump to the pool.
Yeah, and look for other ways to give you that extra income that you need, because we end up paying per month less than we did on our townhouse, and the house is double the size. So yes, we don't get used to the basement. You know, we have an extra bedroom. I turned that into our gym. You know, so we don't have a basement and gym like we used to. We have it upstairs.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, and it's perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine.
And that way we actually were able to enjoy our home, enjoy bigger square footage, and still have the same amount of money spent and cash flow coming in.
So here's one more thing that I'm going to add before we finish it up, is that the fear is there. The fear was always there, like what happens. But I looked at it as like this. If I'm buying a home for, just an example, $1.3 million, and I let it grow in value, which usually grows by about 3%, 5%, and that's where it is. On a bigger home, you have a bigger amount of money that you're making, a bigger equity every time it grows in equity.
More potential to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and plus, they don't build more land. So you might as well buy yourself this home with bigger lot versus a smaller home that you can rent out the basement. And I mean, do you have any regrets?
No, zero regrets.
Zero regrets? Would you do it again?
Of course. I think it's something that we're going to continue. And if you have any questions about how we did it, you know, specific questions about how we advertised it, or the construction, how it worked, how we got it done so fast, leave a comment, leave a question, and we will make
Drop us a line, give us a thumbs up.
Yeah. Subscribe.
Yes, just in case if you ever
And little
wonder.
bell. Press the bell.
And the thumbs up, right?
Thumbs up, yes.
Have an amazing day, guys.
Thank you guys. Have a great weekend.